take this off while I'm up here. But I just want to say it's good to be at church tonight.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be back at prayer meeting again. Didn't know if I'd ever get back again a few months ago, but God saw fit. Lord has done great things for us. Lord, we're glad.
Yep.
And I just want to praise Him and thank Him for everything He's did for me.
Amen.
In fact, Steve would let me use his catchphrase, just need to embarrass the flesh tonight, Steve, and thank Him for what He's did for me. He's did so much. I don't have the time. I couldn't tell you everything God's did for us while we've been gone. He did so much for us. He touched me. He gave me these new lungs, and that person had to lose their life for me to live, and they had to die so I could live. And I don't know who that person is. One day I might find out, but I'll be eternally grateful to them, whoever it was. But more than that, Jesus died that I could live and live eternally. And I praise Him for that, and I thank Him for touching me and for helping us. He did so much for us, Lord. I could stand here all night and tell you what all He did for us. Just time after time, He helped us in just letting us get up there in the right place at the right time. God ordained that. We couldn't have planned it the way it happened. But as you know, we went up there and we tried to get to Birmingham, couldn't. And we got up there and I back up. I got so much going through my mind. It's happened to us, but we tried to go to Birmingham and couldn't. And Brother Ken, he was I miss Brother Ken, and when the day she told me he'd passed, it broke my heart. I just had to cry for a while about that, and I was still recovering, still on the ventilator that day when she told me, but he was an inspiration to me. He tried to get transplant. He went to Birmingham, he went to Duke, and he tried to get an Emory, and they all turned him down, and he kept on wanting to get some help, and I was sitting at home, been turned down, and wasn't doing nothing. And I guess that he was trying so hard, so I thought I'll send my reports and all my papers to Duke and to Vanderbilt. So we heard back from Vanderbilt first, and so we went up there, and you just have to spiritualize this. And I'm not the spiritualist person in the building. I don't claim to be. But we went in there and sat down with that Dr. Shaver, that day, and it was just like Hannah and Marion and myself was in there, and we'd been turned down, and we wasn't hearing it with our ears, but I was hearing it with my heart. They were saying, "Where have you been? We've been waiting on you. We want to help you. We're going to help you. We're going to try to help you." And that's what they did. They just cared for us. All the doctors and nurses, the surgeon, had the best surgeon in the world that did my operation. And a lot of you were there that day and that night. And I want to thank y'all for being there, to support Mary Ann. I know she needed y'all during that time, because I can't tell you much about that time, but I appreciate y'all being there and for her, and appreciate y'all praying for us and pulling for us and supporting us. We got acquainted with a lot of different transplant patients up there that didn't have what we have here, and we had all y'all behind us, family, good family, coming to see us and praying for us, and for that we thank you. I think all of you called. It was too far for everybody to come, I know that, but I appreciate y'all calling and texting and cards you sent us, and appreciate the good offering y'all sent us, and he touched me and healed me. I could tell you just time after time when I got off the machines, and I got off that ECMO machine that I was hooked to. I think Wayne and my family was there that day, and what it did, it took the blood out of my body, put oxygen in it, and then put it back in, and was connected here in my neck, and my lungs wasn't strong enough to get enough oxygen, so I had to do that to keep me alive. And I remember that was the first thing that they started weaning me off that machine, and that's kind of when I started getting better, and started just little by little. I remember Daddy was there. That's first Saturday after surgery, and Perry and Phil brought him up to see me. Pretty sure that was that day, and I think maybe Opal and Margaret might have been there that morning, and Wayne and Judy. And Daddy come over, he always did. He was gonna pray with me, and I couldn't talk, and I had that tube in my throat. And but I remember I told him, I know if it was yesterday, I know what I told him. He might not have heard me, but I told you this. I said, it's been a rough week. I said, I had some close calls. And that's all I said. And he prayed for me and left. And it was right along in there. I started getting a little improvement. And I couldn't tell you the day or the hour, but I know that's when I started getting better. Amen. And they got me up the next morning and wanted me to walk if I could. And of course, I was hooked to so many machines, I couldn't move far. It took them forever to get all the equipment on one side of the bed, and finally got it over there and started to stand up. And this was a bit carnal, but one of the nurses said, "Oh, we need some music. We need some celebration music for this." And one of them, I didn't know what to play, so they just one of them picked the theme from Rocky. Remember where Rocky's running up the steps there at Philadelphia there, and so that's playing a Rocky thing when I got up, and it got me up. My legs was real wobbly, but I stood up, and Marianne videoed it, and I hope she don't never show it to none of you, but she videoed it, and I remember I was going to try to take 10 steps in my mind. That's what I wanted to do. But I could only get 7. I was totally out of breath, and I had to sit back down. But that was a start, and that was just a little thing, but that was a huge victory that day. Amen. Them nurses made over that like I'd walked a mile. And they just, bragged on you and encouraged you. And that's how it was the whole way through. And I can tell you a lot of other things, but I just thank y'all for praying for us and being here for us and all you did. And the nice offering you gave us, I already said, I tried to get them to tell me how much my bill was, and I was just curious. I know, insurance and all takes care of most of it, and they get a lot of cuts and stuff, but the only thing I could ever get was, my coordinator told me the week we left was, said it's well on up in the millions. Not a million, but in the millions, so it was 2 or 3 million, I guess, and I can't wrap my head around that much money. But Philip, we was talking one day, and that wasn't nothing to God. If it was 5 million, that wasn't nothing. He owns the cattle of 1,000 hills, and it didn't matter how much it cost. It was just God took care of us, and we'll of course pay our part. But that was a miracle there, and I know God performed a miracle just to get me back here. So I can't tell you how good I feel. People tell me you look good, and I don't know about that looking good. That's what I tell everybody. But I said I sure do feel good. Amen. I can't even tell you how good I felt since we come home from the hospital to our apartment, and it's just been great every day. I had one bad day from then until now, and I can't explain that. But that's how good God is, and He helped us. And the other thing, I know Daddy's gonna come preach, but He give us peace about it. Just a peace that I can't explain. Marion, I was always nervous about going to Birmingham, and every time I go down there, they'd tell me, most time it's Marion Hannon, and they'd tell me, said, "Dad, you don't ever talk going down here, but on the way back, you always talk." I said, why is that? And I never did tell them, but I just really didn't want to go down there. I just didn't ever feel good. I tried to have peace about it, and I wanted to have peace about it, but I just never did. But up there, it was different. And Marion told me that night of surgery that right before and going in, that I was just calm as I don't remember a lot about it. Yeah, y'all probably remember more about it than I do, but that was before medication set in. But I was. God just give us a peace. He gave us a peace while we was in that apartment for that long time. I know we was gone a long time, but I listened to that message, and I'd already thought of the verse, but Daddy mentioned it Mother's Day here, and I appreciate the videos. We got to see all the church services while we were gone. We'd see them a week late, but he preached on Mother's Day, and he mentioned about when Jacob was working for Rachel. You remember he had worked 7 years, and then Laban gave him the other daughter, Leah, first. So he had worked 7 more years to get Rachel, so he worked 14 years. And that verse said that he worked 14 years, but it said in the verse that he mentioned, and I'll mention it, said it seemed but just a few days because he loved her. Yeah. And you know, that was the way it was with us. It was just like it was just a few days and we're back home. And people would text us and call us, when you coming home? When you coming home? Sandy was one of them. When you coming home? Are you coming home? And I would tell her, oh, we're thinking about it. We might just stay. But just joking with her. But it did seem like but just a few days. God he gave us peace before we went. And I'm always up there. And I'm just eternally grateful to the Lord. And always did for us, and I thank y'all for praying for us. And I tell you, it was really good to be here at church tonight. Every song you sung, the choir, Brother Allen, Perry and Pam, all them songs got a lot deeper meaning in me now than they did. God did something. He rejuvenated something in me, and He did something in my heart, and just got me a little bit closer to Him, or something, I guess. And I've thought on my first trip back to church for a long time, and I just, what I say, and I don't know, I hope I said everything I was supposed to say, but there's a lot more things I could tell you, but I'm just glad to be here tonight, and I appreciate all y'all did, and just love every one of you, and I'd come around and hug every one of you if I could, shake your hands, but they told me to be careful when I was out in public, and my immune system has been taken all the way down, so my body won't reject my lungs, and so my immune system, I would be easy to catch stuff more than you would. So I ask you if you'll just respect that. Maybe one day before too long, I'm going to get back to hugging necks, shaking hands, but I love you just as much as I ever did, more so, I guess. I appreciate every one of you.